Hey, what's up, guys? This is your host Hemant Raj, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide to the OBS Studio. With that being said, if you end up liking this video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and let's begin the show. So, talking about the OBS Studio has been one of the eminent softwares for both live streamings as well as for recordings of screens in high quality. The software can be easily set up and downloaded from the links provided up in the description. And once you're done with that, you can pretty much run the software. It's absolutely free. No need of any sort of activations or so. If you're running up the software for the first time, you have this quick auto configuration wizard in which you can set up all the required settings that are needed for your work. And once you're set up with all these settings, the OBS Studio must look something like this. So this is the OBS Studio. So right up here you have the display that is being captured, and to the bottom you have a couple of panels. So starting up from the left, we have the first one being the scenes panel. So right up here, so scenes is a panel in where you can create up a new scene, which is similar to creating up a new file in any other software. So right up here you can name up the scene that you're gonna create, and also you can manage a couple of scenes at the same interval. So you can customize each scene and the recordings that are to be done for each scene. So next up we have sources. So in the sources panel we have multiple options, right from recording up the display, audio, game, window, and also adding up images and slideshows, which is a great handy feature. So let's start up with first capturing up a display. So if you click on capture a display, you can capture up everything that is being displayed on your monitor. So if you click on the display capture, you have an option in where you can select up the display. So if you're using a multiple display, you can select up the display that has to be captured, and once you click on OK, that will start the capturing of displays. So if you're into the OBS Studio and you're recording, you have this infinity loop of recordings. You can also scale up the recording that is happening and set up to the desired aspect ratios. You also have an option to capture up a game in specific. So if you click on game capture, you have this mode in where you can capture the complete full screen of the application, or else you can also choose up to capture a specific window. Right up here, if you click on capture the full screen application, it's gonna capture the whole thing. But if you go ahead and click on capture a specific window, you have multiple options. So once you click on capture specific window, in the bottom you can see a new option. Right up there you have a list of windows that are opened up right in the Windows PC. So all the windows that are opened up in my PC are listed up right in here. So if you open up a game, so it will be listed up right in there. You can simply click on that and only that specific window is gonna record, which is pretty handful feature. If you're having multiple windows and don't wanna show up the other windows, it's a pretty handful feature. You can use that. It's pretty good indeed. Next up we have a feature in which you can add up an image. So clicking on image and clicking on create new, and you'll have this window where you can select up the image that has to be displayed, and yeah, once you click on OK, you'll have the image that is selected. You can simply scale the image and position it according to your comfort, and once you're done with that, you'll have it in static position. You can also do the same thing with the web capture. You can select up the device. So right up here I don't have any sort of device, and once you select up the device, you have the video that is being captured right on the screen. You can scale that and place up anywhere on the screen. So next up, coming up to the next panel, we have this audio mixer. According to the sources that you have added, you have individual audios of each and every source. You can simply manage up the levels of sound that has to be come out from each and every source, and you can pretty much mix all the audios, which is a pretty handful feature. You need not do that in the post processing. You can simply adjust it right in here and you'll have the same thing being recorded. Okay, once you're done with that, you have the next feature, that is filters. So right up here, if you click on video capture and click on filters, you have plenty of filters to choose from. Right from applying a LUT to adding up the color correction, Luma keys, and cropping up, scaling up, and setting up the aspect ratio. You have like sharpening, you have like every damn thing. So all the basic features are included right up here in the filter. You can do that right out from the recording itself, which is like pretty good feature. You also have like audio filters. If you're like using a bad quality microphone or you're having like background noises, you can simply suppress them. Simply add up this noise suppression feature and lower up the suppression level. That could literally eat all the background noise that is coming up in your recording. Pretty good feature, right? Next up we have transactions. So transactions are nothing but effects which you can add up in between scenes. So clicking on plus, you can like create up new transactions as well. You can simply select up a name for the transaction, and once you click on that, you have like the direction in which the transaction has to be applied, and selecting up the direction and clicking on preview will show up the transaction. So once you're satisfied with that, you can click on OK, and that will add up the new transaction onto your scene transactions. So once you're done with setting up all these things, you can simply click on start recording, and that will record the entire screen. So once you're done with that, you can click on stop recording and go to the videos. There you can find the recording. Next up, let's go to the settings. So in the settings, we have like themes in which you can select up the desired theme. So you have like 4 to 5 themes based on your preferences. You can choose any of them, right from the light theme, dark theme, and like 2 or 3 color themes. This is like looking pretty good, and let's go ahead to the next setting. So right up here we have like output settings, input settings. So these are all like pretty simple settings where you can like simply enable them and check out those features. Nothing more to do with this. Now let's go to the streaming session. So if you're into the streaming session, you have like an option to select the service. So right up here you can select up the service in which you want to stream and select up the server. So once you're done with that, click on get link, and yeah, you'll be redirected to the YouTube studio, and right in there set up for the links. You can select up the stream editables, and once you're done with that, right up in the studio itself, you can click on stream from the software, and once you click on that, you can easily stream from the software itself. Next up we have output settings. So in the output settings, you can select up the recording quality as well as the recording format of the video, as well as you can also go ahead and choose up the advanced options in which you can like choose up the audio hardware and the bitrate that the audio is being recorded, as well as you can also select up the replay buffers. So you can also like choose up the simple options, so it is like pretty simple and easy. Next up we have audio features where you can like select up the bitrate as well as the hardware settings of the audio. So right in here you have like the sample ratio, the channel of the audio that you're recording, and many other settings. Next up we have video, in which you can select up the input resolution as well as the output resolution that is required for your video. Next up we have hotkeys, in which you can like assign hotkey for every scene that you have created, which makes the shuffling of the scenes pretty easier. You have like option to set up hotkeys for each and every scene that you have created as well as each and every source. So it is very much easy to like shift between those and create a great video. To the last we have like advanced settings where you can like choose up the graphic cards as well as the graphics that are used for rendering of the videos. So yeah, better not like disturb those settings. The default one will do a great job. So yeah, coming back to the studio, we have another option that is left. So that is the studio mode. So once you're into the studio mode, you have like 2 screens. The one being the preview and the other one being the program, which is like pretty good. If you're like running up a window capture, you have a preview of window that is being captured, and to the right hand you have the program running, which is like pretty good. Okay, this was all about the quick beginner's guide of the OBS Studio. What are your thoughts on that? Please let me know in the comment section. This is Hemant Raj signing out for now, and I'll catch you guys next time. Till then, peace out.